Following presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week is brought to you in part by a generous donation from the Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites, South Bay. The Holiday Inn Express is partnering with Channel 22 Sports to help promote our young people in sports competition and academics so that everyone in our community wins. The Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites. Stay smart. The following presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week is brought to you in part by a generous donation from the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board is working together with Channel 22 Sports to promote an environment where everyone can maximize their career potential and so that all employers have the human resources they need to grow and prosper. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board. When you need us, we're there for you.
The following presentation of Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week is brought to you in part by a generous donation from Ralph's Food for Less, the nation's premier price impact supermarket chain. Food for Less is proud to be working with the community to enhance the lives of everyone by providing a diverse selection of products and customer service, and by reaching out to support the communities in which we do business.
And we are at Leuzinger High Gymnasium in a non-league game, a preseason game between the Hawthorne High Cougars and the Leuzinger High Olympians. And it should be a lot of fun tonight. This is almost a packed house. And Rufus Washington along with Lou Stowers. Rufus, what a game this is going to be.
Well, it's going to be an outstanding game, Lou. Of course, we've all had to wait a long time for it to get there.
It's a long time coming.
And we'll talk about that earlier, fans. But now this is one of the best matchup in years between these two teams, crosstown rivals in all sports, as we know. The interesting fact is that it's real early in the season. Both teams are only 3 or 4 games into their season to be playing a rivalry game, so the intensity is particularly high.
Hawthorne Cougars are 3-1, and they will start Casey Jones at the point guard, a 5'9" sophomore. The shooting guard, number 4, Brandon Richardson, a 6-foot junior. The small forward will be number 31, Justin Martin, 6-foot senior. The power forward, number 21, Shanderick Tyson, a 6'6" freshman. And in the middle, number 23, Josh Jordan, a 6'6" sophomore. The Cougars are coached by Michael Rios. The Olympians are 2-0. The point guard will be number 2, Donnell Beverly, 6'2", 171-pound junior. And the shooting guard, number 1, Miles Allen, a 5'11", 162-pound junior. The small forward, the wing, number 4, Russell Westbrook. A lot of people here to watch him tonight. 6'3", 170-pound senior, averaging 23 points already this young season. And the power forward, the forward wing, number 12, Deshaun Freeman, a 6'6", 185-pound sophomore. And in the middle, Gary Clarker, the forward wing, a 6'1", 165-pound junior. And we're underway. The Olympians, coached by Reggie Morris. The shot put up, and it is missed, and back come the Olympians, going right to left in their home whites. Here comes Westbrook. Westbrook passes it outside to Beverly. Kicks it back out to Allen for 3. It is short. Back come the Cougars on the rebound. Here comes Casey Jones pumping down the lane. Up, no, rebound up and in. Shanderick Tyson.
Shanderick Tyson with the first basket gets this one underway. Both teams just a tad bit tight. One, because of the intensity of it, they'll settle down in a moment.
And the rebound is by Josh Jordan. And the ball is turned over by the Cougars. And back come the Olympians. Westbrook is checked, and a whistle, a foul, first personal on, I believe, number 23, Josh Jordan, first team foul.
May have been Josh. I think out top, though, was Brandon Richardson on that one. They certainly don't want to get Jordan in early foul trouble.
And Brandon Richardson is called for the foul, and the ball is inbounded. Freeman with it, hands it off to Beverly. His shot goes off the mark, and the rebound is to Jordan. And back from the Cougars very quickly. This is going to be a quick game as the ball is thrown away by Westbrook. Here comes Westbrook down the lane. The ball is tipped away and stolen by Shanderick Tyson. Tyson still has it, bounces it underneath, lay it up and in by the Cougars.
Good play by Tyson, gave it up at just the right time. For a second there, I thought he was going to hold on to it too long. You don't like to see your big center running your break.
Casey Jones with the bucket on the wrong side. It's now 4-0 Cougars over the home team. Olympians. Beverly now over to Allen. Tries to go down, passes it off, and lay it up and in nicely by Quarker. It's 4-2 Hawthorne.
Quarker, one of the newer members in the unit this year for the Olympians. The difference, though, between the two teams, Olympians only have 2 players returning who had any significant playing time last year. And, of course, that's Donnell Beverly and Russell Westbrook. Deshaun Freeman, the sophomore, saw spot duty last year as a freshman on what was a senior-dominated team for the Olympians. And, of course, they're trying to work in Miles Allen into the lineup along with Quarker.
Josh Jordan with the free throw. That is good.
On the other hand, Hawthorne returned 5 guys who got significant playing time, and they're all in the lineup tonight. Brandon Richardson, Chanderick Tyson, Casey Jones, Josh Jordan, and Justin Martin.
Second free throw is no good. It's 5-2 Cougars. Beverly has it, tries to kick it back out or tries to lay it in, but I believe he's fouled on the play coming down by Chanderick Tyson.
Our officials for tonight's contest are Sylvester Wilson and Charles Davis.
A.K.A. the man, they tell me. Chanderick Tyson has it, pulls up for a long jumper and puts it through very nicely for 4 points for him. It is now 7-2 Cougars with 5:45 left to go in the first quarter. And this is already a playoff-type atmosphere.
Indeed it is. As I said, this is one of Hawthorne's best team in a couple of years. Going to get a foul call there by the official, a traveling call by the official.
So turnover by the Olympians as Casey Jones going up against Russell Westbrook, and now on the mismatch gets it back in order, but then the shot is taken by Justin Martin. Rebound is up. Jordan, and he puts it up and in on the rebound.
Well, that's where the size advantage is coming into play for the Olympians. Deshaun Freeman, really the only guy out there for the Olympians with some serious size, and again, he's more or less a rookie right now.
Westbrook coming down the lane, hippity-hopping, but he took too many steps, says Sylvester Wilson. Now we have a timeout on the floor with 5:03 left to go in the first quarter and a 7-point lead for Hawthorne early on.
And if we can get a shot here, what we've got, a lot of fans questioning Coach Reggie Morris there. You see on your screen, had a chance to chat with Reggie before the game. One of the things that he's seeing is that's a 30-second timeout being taken by the Olympians, is a jump stop. Here's the move. That's 2 off. That looks good. It's one of those that's real tricky for the officials. But what Coach Morris called a timeout for, I can tell you, one, he wanted to speak to the official because you want to get clarity on that particular move. I mean, if that's a guy's bread and butter move, and the official takes it away from him in the first quarter, you're changing his game completely.
Well, also, that play gets away a lot, especially in the NBA, sometimes up in Division I college, but not too much down here, where fundamentals are usually stressed a lot more. But then again, leagues are different.
No.
You and I were talking about that before the game.
Well, that move, I'm going to tell you, the jump stop is generally considered to be a legal move. We'll have to see if it happens again, how the official rules on it.
And now we have a whistle on the floor. Maybe it's a clock, something the matter with the clock. I don't think the 35-second clock was set properly. 4:57 left to go in the first quarter, and the only person with a bucket is Gary Quarker for the Olympians. It's 9-2. Leading scorer with 4 points is Chanderick Tyson. Just a baby on this team, a freshman, and there's Michael Rios. He should be smiling with a 3-1. I believe it's a 3-1 record.
And he is. And actually, Lou, let me give you some more current information. Somebody threw you a curveball on the years. Yeah. And I went over this with Coach Rios last night. And I will tell you, you talk to these guys, and Coach Rios and I had a good conversation last night, and you'll see that, fans, in a couple of days on Coach's Clipboard, which is my show, and you'll see Coach Morris there as well, as we talked with all the local high school coaches about what's going on with their teams this season and what they expect.
It's a great show, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. I hope you tune in every time it comes on.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't miss it.
Both teams talk about running the ball, and that's what I was saying earlier. And you're going to see a lot of pushing it up and down. The teams like to run, and they play good defense. Leuzinger, of course, has a patented defense.
Nice block on this end by Deshaun Freeman on Tyson. And now the ball is thrown away, turned over by the Olympians. That's number 4 for them unofficially. And this is just the first quarter with 4:49 left to go and a 9-2 Cougar lead. Some good pressure, and ball almost taken away, but Tyson has it along the baseline. His shot goes off the mark. It's taken by Beverly, and back come the Olympians with 4:35 left, trying to bite into that lead, and that should be a charge.
Actually, called block on Josh Jordan. I think it was a pretty good call. Josh got to the spot just a little bit late, and so that's going to send to the line for the Olympians. Number 24.
I think that's Duke Moore, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what the program says. It's Duke Moore.
Moore trying to cut the lead and does to 6 points. His first point of the ball game is good. So that makes it 9-3.
Derek Williams and Travion Leverett come on now for the Cougars. 2 of their newer guys. Well, actually, Williams did get some playing time last year, but Leverett new to the varsity this season.
Moore's free throw is off the mark. Rebound is off to Derek Williams, just in the ball game. And the ball is brought across the line by Casey Jones. Jones being guarded by Moore. Now on the switch off on the flex zone, man zone. Shot is blocked by Moore as the shot was taken by Richardson. So he says, I'll come out here and take the long 3. Rebound taken away by Westbrook. Here come the Olympians, trailing by 6. Won't go down, but a foul is called. And it's going to be a shooting foul.
Foul is called, but more importantly, it looks like on that particular play, Westbrook did the same jump stop move, and the referee gave it to him on that one. Let's see if we can see it on the replay here. Well,
sure looked like the same thing.
Looked like the same. Actually, to be honest with you, that was closer to a travel than the first one was.
First one is good by Westbrook. That's his first point of the game. He'll get another shot, and there's the Hawthorne Spirit squad.
Westbrook, outstanding player, being recruited by several major colleges, taking some trips. I know already University of Washington's looking at him, UCLA at somebody, Iowa, a couple of different schools. This kid's a great, great player.
Rebound is taken by the Olympians. 2 tries won't go down, so the rebound is taken by Tyson. And back come the Cougars with a 5-point lead. Off balance shot goes off the glass and in, and he'll go to the line for the old-fashioned 3. It's 11-4 Cougars.
And I tell you, somebody must have told Chanderick Tyson that he was Tyson Chandler. The way he's playing tonight, yeah. Again, Chanderick, another kid we didn't get a chance to see. And when I say we didn't, I mean he was in development last year, didn't play a whole lot. But, man, he's coming out this year and showing that he's earned his spot on this varsity squad.
Tyson has 7 of the 12 Cougar points. It's now 12-4, 3:43 left to go in the first quarter of this big early season game. Preseason game as Beverly takes a shot. That's off the mark, and a loose ball foul underneath.
Leuzinger right now still out of sync. I can tell you that much in terms of what they're wanting to do offensively because this is a team that beat San Diego Horizon last night in the Westchester Classic. And San Diego Horizon, one of the best teams down in San Diego County. Not to take anything away from a very talented Hawthorne squad that's averaging 73 points per game on the young season. But I can tell you, Leuzinger is still looking for their rhythm in this game.
Well, after you lose 9 seniors like you opened the show with, it's going to take a while. And we have a travel, and that's a turnover. Number 5 by the Olympians. And that's only the first quarter. And the Olympians blow a golden opportunity after getting the ball out of bounds. 3:20 left to go in the first quarter, 12-4. Hawthorne with the lead. Ball is tipped and out of bounds. Good defensive play, though, by Donnell Beverly. And it'll be out of bounds almost in front of us on the sideline. Inbounded by Richardson. As Casey Jones pushes it up across the 10-second line.
Casey,
across the timeline.
Excellent young guard. He was thrown to the fire last year and developed really well. Wow. Somebody was up on the rim, no call.
Rebound comes off to Westbrook. Takes an off-balance shot off the glass. That won't go down. Rebound is fought for. Loose ball foul probably on Christian Stribling. And that should be the third team foul for the Olympians. So on the loose ball foul, the Cougars get it. Cougars in a very tough Ocean League this year. Leuzinger in a equally tough Bay League. Ball tied up. Timeout called by Mike Rios' bench. And that's a smart play as Derek Williams was trying to fight for the ball. So burn a 30-second, but they also get the ball.
Coach Rios used the timeout there early in the contest. We're still in the first quarter to save a possession. Again, you're only awarded 3 fulls and 2 30s over the course of a game.
So, well, the clock is running for some reason. I don't know why the clock is running, but
that's the timeout clock running.
Oh, okay. How about that? See, I learn something new all the time here. I'm always learning from you.
Got me the first time. I don't honestly swear to him, but that's because I used to wonder the same thing myself when I saw it.
You know, I don't toot my own horn normally, but I got to congratulate my stepdaughter, Cassidy Eden, as she and her husband, Second Lieutenant Scott Eden, delivered McKaylin Sue at 2:30 Central Time yesterday. She cried ball, and I'm a granddad.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very, very much so.
And
better you than me. I'll love the little one just like it was my own, but I'll let you take care of it and pay the bills.
Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I'm sure I'll get one for Christmas. Is the shot off the mark by Richardson, and back come the Olympians with 2:20 left to go in the first quarter, down by 8. Shot good. Donnell Beverly will go to the line to add on the extra 1, and it's 12-6. Nice left-handed shot by Beverly.
Nice left-handed shot, a key change that you saw, and that was for Coach to put the ball in Donnell Beverly's hand and let him bring it up against his Cougar defense, and Beverly goes coast to coast.
The left-hander puts it in. He has 3 points. It is now 12-7, and the Olympians are inching back into this one. Richardson throws it too high for Derek Williams, and it's turned over to the Olympians, and a turnover on the other end. Casey Jones comes with it, tries a no-look pass, but Beverly blocks it and steals it back.
Olympian pressure defense yielded 2 quick turnovers there, and that's what you can expect to see, fans. Losing one of the best defensive teams in the South Bay.
Rebound off of a miss, a 3-point miss is put up and in by Christian Sturving.
Olympians on a 5-0 run after trailing by a score of 12-4. They now only trail by a margin of 12-9.
And a timeout. Actually, ball's out of bounds, so it will be inbounded by Hawthorne. 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. 12-9. I'm already wore out. Casey Jones yo-yoing it up and down against Demetrius Deason in the game. Bounce pass underneath to Jones, and the give and go won't go. Good defense, rough defense, as Westbrook gets it down underneath to Allen. Caught underneath the falls, turns the ball over. Casey Jones from Tyson lays it up and won't go in. Tyson can't get the rebound to go. Westbrook gets the outlet pass. He'll go for 3.
And get started. That's Russell Westbrook again. Consensus all Bay League, consensus all Southland team.
And that ties the ball game up, and Mike Rios has seen enough. He wants a timeout with 58 seconds left to go in the first quarter. All knotted up at 12 as it was Cougars first, and then now the Olympians finally got their game in gear.
Cougars had a 12-4 run to start the game. Olympians have had an 8-0 run in the last 2 minutes to make it a 12-12 game. I told you it was just a matter of the Olympians getting their game feet under them and getting their stride worked out. Luke, they've got to play 5 games in 5 days. Okay.
Wow.
Last night you play a number 1 team from down the road in terms of San Diego. Tonight you turn around and you've got to play your crosstown rival, who has their best team in a number of years. And then tomorrow night you got to go play Compton Dominguez. You know.
That's
you talk about running a gauntlet.
That's a high school basketball fan's dream, but if you're a player, especially when you got finals coming up, that's a little rough. As in the ball game, Justin Martin back in. 3-point shot taken by Richardson, won't go down. Rebound is off to Donnell Beverly. Beverly taking it down by himself, dishes it off. Rebound is tipped up and in by Duke Moore with 3 points. And now it's 14-12, first lead for Leuzinger. And we have a whistle on the far sideline right in front of Coach Reggie Morris.
That was Stribling with the foul on the sideline. Stribling, again, one of the newer, younger players trying to, although he's a junior, first varsity season.
30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 14-12. Pass is skipped over to Richardson. Richardson goes along the baseline, puts up a shot that's blocked, and a foul is going to be called on Duke Moore.
And that's going to send Richardson to the line. Richardson, I tell you, he and Russell Westbrook are 2 players. Well, if you ask me, they're the 2 best players on the floor tonight, quite frankly. Westbrook, being a senior, a little more experienced, probably has an edge on him. But Brandon right now is exactly where Russell was a year ago. You can see that he's a talent in the making. And, boy, I tell you, this kid's getting better and better every game.
And that's the first point, believe it or not, for Brandon Richardson. And that cuts the lead to 1 point for the Olympians, 14-13.
Games like this, it takes a little while for the players to settle down, only because, again, they know the guys, there's a crowd. Everybody's playing to the crowd. They're playing to their friends and buddies from across town that they've known since elementary school, and eventually realize there's a basketball game to be played. And once they do that, then it turns out to be a lot of fun.
That's right, and there was a long wait also, so the guys had to get their game faces on a little later after putting it on. A 3-point shot is buried by Miles Allen, and that makes it 17-14. Olympians with the lead and the ball. Turnover by the Cougars as Beverly gets away. Pass goes all the way down to Deason. As the first quarter comes to an end. It was an exciting one, Rufus. 17-14. Olympians coming all the way back.
A very exciting one, Lou. Again, as we said, after trailing by a score of 12-4, they outscore the Cougars by a margin over the balance of the first quarter by a margin of 12-2 to take the 16-14 lead after 1 quarter. And the key thing that you're seeing come into effect as you look at the scoreboard and see that Hawthorne only has 14 points. I think if we were able to look back at the clock, with about 3 minutes to go, they had 12. Okay, the vaunted Leuzinger defense, which I told Coach Morris about. And this year they're running a little different defense than normal. Normally, they gave you 94 feet of good, solid defense. They're backing off a little because the guys are young. They're still learning Coach Morris' system. But they're already showing that they're picking up the 5 points of Leuzinger pressure defense.
Leading scorer for the Olympians is Russell Westbrook with a 3-point shot and a free throw with 4 points. Miles Allen with a 3-point shot has 3 points. Donnell Beverly with the old-fashioned 3 has 3 points. And 2 points for Christian Stribling. And 2 points for Gary Parker, 3 for Duke Moore. For the Cougars, 2 points for Brandon Richardson, both free throws. 7 points for Shanderick Tyson. 2 for Casey Jones, and also 3 for Josh Jordan for a total of 14.
Tyson started out strong. faded just a little bit as the quarter went on.
Ball will be inbounded right in front of us. Demetrius Deason gets it into Duke Moore, and we're underway in the second quarter. Glad you joined us on Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television, Channel 22, as Westbrook with the three-point shot. That's off the mark.
Hawthorne made wholesale changes in their lineup to start the second quarter. Coach Rios looking for a different spark to get him going. He's got Derek Williams on the floor, and putting that shot up and in for him was Taylor Young.
So that ties the ball game up at 17. Ball stolen. Casey Jones is going to go all the way, lays it up and in. Got hammered by Duke Moore. And are they going to call that? Or are they going to call just the ball rolling away? Or what's going on out there with the officials?
Well, again, it looks like, from what I'm seeing, I'll talk to him in halftime, that there's a clock issue. There was certainly nothing wrong with the basket. The basket was good all the way through.
So the score, 18-16. In favor
of the Cougars.
As the turnaround jump shot is put up and in, and
Miles
it's tied at
Allen.
18.
So Duke Moore has come on the floor and given the Olympians a huge spark anytime he's been there. Donnell Beverly coming back on, and just as we say that, Duke heads to the bench, being replaced by Donnell Beverly.
And he did do a terrific job off the bench, as ball is taken now by Tyson way out front. Richardson from way downtown.
Richardson with the three. Just as I told you, it's a matter of getting warmed up. And I think now we can officially say that both teams are warmed up.
Got a little bit of sweat going and got that jitters out, got that late start out of their system. Nice move by Beverly, kicks it out to Allen. His shot's off the mark. Tyson with the rebound for the Cougars. Here comes Justin Martin, Rufus.
Justin Martin, one of those returning players.
Turnover by the Cougars. Allen trying to go through traffic and is held on his way around by Justin Martin.
Martin gave up the foul that time, Lou, to protect the basket. Clear foul out in the open court, made a play on the ball, so no intentional call. You'll see here on the replay there, Martin knew he was beat on the play, wisely gave the foul.
One-on-one time for Miles Allen, as that's the 7th team foul, first personal on Martin. And Allen with 5 points, a 3-point shot in the first quarter, and a bucket here in the second. First one's off the mark, and it should go out of bounds to the Cougars. 6:16 left in the half.
One of the great mysteries of all time, how a guy can make it from 19-9 and can't make it from 15.
Well, it's not moving. Isn't that what they say?
I think that has something to do with it. But
nice pass by Richardson to Tyson for the layup.
And that pass, that whole play was set up because you've got to play Brandon Richardson, honestly, as we've already seen. Excellent shooter, ball's in his hands. You got to play him for the shot. Being the unselfish player he is, he gives it up to Tyson, and they score a basket, and now they're back out front, 23-18.
Westbrook answers from the corner with a big three. That's his second three in a row, and that's 23-21. As here comes Deason, and he puts it up and in for his first bucket.
Leuzinger defense now picking up full court. That play set up by Christian Stribling, though. Stribling with the steal at half court. Thing is, and Leuzinger is mixing up their defenses, Lou. Sometimes they're going full court pressure, sometimes at the half.
And this is my second season watching Leuzinger, and they did that quite a bit last year, switching up their defense. They're so fast. 5:29 left to go in the first half. It's all tied up at 23.
Coming off a 12-13 season last year. They did go 7-3 in Bay League and made the playoffs. tough first-round loss to Diamond Bar. We expect more out of this team this year, but this one is certainly playing the way that any typical Coach Morris team plays.
Richardson with the shot. He goes in and is fouled, and he should go in for 2 shots as he's fouled by Donnell Beverly. That's the 5th team foul, first personal on Beverly. Speaking of Beverly, he put the Olympians back in the lead at 25 with his first bucket of the quarter, now with 5 points. So Richardson will go to the line to shoot 2. First one is in. That's 6 for him. Deshaun Freeman with the foul. That's his 2nd personal. And now Richardson's going to try to tie this thing up at 25.
Richardson, a solid fundamental player, steps to the line, knocks down 2.
7 points for Brandon, and a big 3-point try is just off the mark by Miles Allen, and the ball falls right into the Cougars' hands. Richardson again to Tyson, who lays it up and in from the left-hand side. 11 points for Chanderek, and it's 27-25 Hawthorne. 4:35 left to go in the half. Donnell Beverly running things for the Olympians.
Well, it's real simple. In time of need, you get the ball in your 2 best players' hands. And, of course, that's Donnell Beverly. Shot goes in for Striblin. I think they give him a deuce on that toe on the line.
Ball is down underneath. Rebound is put up and in by Josh Jordan. That's his 5th point of the game. And that makes it a 29-27 score for Hawthorne. Now it's becoming more of a thinking man's game, Rufus.
Thinking man's game. Hawthorne's gone to a zone defense for the moment at least. I think to at least catch their breath as this has turned into a pure track meet.
Well, we know who would win that if it kept going all night. As Westbrook's shot goes off the mark with 3:42 left to go. Richardson has it. Over to Tyson. He'll go for the big 3. In and out. I thought that was going in, Rufus. Shot put up and in by Richardson. Real nice.
Richardson drew some contact, looked at the official, expecting the call.
31-27, and Richardson all of a sudden has 9 points. Westbrook has it. Goes down the wing and is fouled going by. So in the bonus, it'll be 1-1 for Westbrook.
Coach Rios' team showing their veteran experience. Well, I tell you, Leuzinger came back at the end of that first quarter. We saw the run. We knew the Olympians would make it. I said then it'd be a test of how well Hawthorne could respond to the Leuzinger pressure. They responded very well as they've got a 4-point lead.
Free throw is up and in by Westbrook. That gives Russell 8 points. Actually, that didn't go in. Or did it?
Well,
yes,
no, it did.
Okay. Here,
now, what are you doing now? You're fooling me. You know?
You missed that one.
But he got fouled on the play, and that's going to go against Josh Jordan.
So this is where a team can really, really make hay, is at the free throw line, especially in the bonus. Hawthorne with their 9th team foul. Foul was on number 23, Josh Jordan. That's his 3rd personal. And going to the line is Ralph Horton. That's his first shot of the game, and that's off the mark.
Ralph, one of the players from last year, didn't see a lot of playing time, had on the varsity uniform. Got some minutes here and there in some games, but this year expected to carry a much larger share of the load.
Justin Martin comes back into the game for Mike Rios and Hawthorne. There's Ralph, all 6'4", 205 pounds of him. Get out the glue, went off the glass. But he'll take it, right?
He'll take it every time, as long as it goes in. That was a travel. Good call by the official as he saw Tyson take a bit of a bunny hop here. Tyson had the right idea, knew what he wanted to do, but shuffled his feet.
Brain knew, but the feet didn't get it. 3:04 left to go in the first half. 31-29, a very good basketball game to lead off our series of high school basketball games here on Channel 22 Sports. Air ball put up by Donnell Beverly goes out of bounds to Hawthorne.
And the huge Hawthorne crowd that's here doesn't mind letting them know that.
They're having a lot of fun here tonight, even though it's been a little late here on the school night. Justin Martin passes the ball off. Now it's skipped over to Tyson. Wings it over to Richardson. His three is short. Rebound goes to Beverly. Beverly bounce pass underneath the Moore, up and under.
That's goaltending. They'll score the basket. Touched by, looks like number 13, Leverett, as the ball was on the glass.
There you see it right there. Someone's going to have to get up there and clean that window for us. There's lots of fingerprints on that one. So the score is 31 all on the goaltending. The basket is credited to Duke Moore. Moore has 5 points. And now the foul is on Russell Westbrook. Got too much arm and not enough ball on that.
Too much arm on that one. The official had to call it. Sometimes, if you touch the ball, you can let that one go. But that one was an easy call for the official.
First personal on Westbrook and the 6th team foul. So the Hawthorne Cougars will be in the bonus the next time. Actually, they're in the bonus now. That's the 7th team foul. So Justin Martin makes the first one. Makes it 32-31 in favor of Hawthorne. Next shot is off the mark. Rebound is off. Taken by Stribling. Gets it off to Beverly.
Next Hawthorne foul put Leuzinger in the double bonus. We got a little over 2 minutes left here in the first half. It's been a lot of fun, man. If they're all like this, I'm showing up every week.
Me too. And we have to pay to get in, right?
That's right.
Westbrook for three, just off the mark. Rebound is off. Thrown up and in. Prayer is answered by Christian Stribling, who has 6 points. And now the score is 33-32. Olympians have the lead back for a short while. As this ball goes over the backboard, it'll be turned over to the Olympians. So 1:48 left to go. 33-32. As it looked like Hawthorne was just going to run away with it like they did in the JV game, 65-49. But the sophomore and freshman Olympians took care of the Cougars. Ball is underneath, traveling, as Stribling tried to nail those feet down and get one of the Cougars off of their feet, but didn't work.
Excuse me, Stribling again, as I said, a younger player. Still picking up the 5 points of it, but showing a lot of energy as he comes down with that rebound.
Gets right underneath amongst the big Hawthorne trees. A shot from the free throw line won't go down. Rebound won't go down as the ball is gotten again. And Ralph Horton can't get the ball to go down.
Can't get the ball to go down and draws a 3-second call on the play. Turnover gives it over to the Cougars.
Casey Jones is the engineer. Gets it to Brandon Richardson. Jones back to Brandon. He'll go up for a long three from the parking lot. And the rebound is off to Donnell Beverly. 55 seconds left to go in the half. And the Olympians with a 1-point lead. Beverly wants the guys to start moving around. Horton has it now. Horton being bugged by Justin Martin. Now there's Miles Allen spinning around. Is the ball taken away by Richardson, and it goes off of a Cougar paw, and actually it goes off of the Cougars. It will be Olympians ball with 37 seconds left in the first half.
Brandon Richardson playing great D on Miles Allen, accepting the challenge, telling Miles, nah, I'm a 2-year varsity starter, son. This is your first year.
Beverly, nice fake, gets the shot off, but it won't go down for him. Rebound is off, being fought for underneath the scrum, and it's going to be a jump ball.
Possession arrow favors the Cougars. So the Cougars should get the last shot here of the first half, Lou.
As the shot clock will be dark with 23 seconds left. Casey Jones in no hurry to bring the ball across. Down by 1 at 33-32. A solid half of basketball, and this is very early in the season. A combined 6 games between the two teams. A shot from the elbow won't go down. Rebound is fought for, taken by Beverly. 1 second left. The shot goes off and just off the rim by Beverly as he and Justin Martin ran into each other. No foul, and then both teams go to the locker room with the Leuzinger Olympians leading 33-32.
And you ordinarily aren't going to get a call like that at the end of a quarter or even the end of a game. The contact was essentially incidental. Outstanding first half, though. The Olympians fought their way back. Both teams got on track. Cougars started out strong. A couple of things in my mind's eye I've seen in this game. The first thing was obviously both teams a little bit tight. Hawthorne got on track first. Olympians responded with a couple of nice runs of their own. And then in the second quarter, you just had good basketball. It went back and forth, and that's why now it's only a 1-point game at 33-32. And you can expect that the second half is going to be just as outstanding. The big players showed up. Now, we know nowadays the word in basketball is you talk about your bigs. Well, normally when you're talking about your bigs, you're talking about your 7-footers. Well, we don't have any 7-footers here, but we want to talk bigs. The big being Russell Westbrook and Donnell Beverly. They're doing their job for the Olympians. The bigs on the Cougar side being Brandon Richardson, and a surprising big being Shaderick Tyson. Shaderick Tyson had an outstanding first half, and boy, that's why after one, you can't be much tighter than this at 33-32.
Absolutely, and along with Rufus Washington, I'm Lou Stowers, and we will be back after this, and we'll have the stats and the third quarter right here on Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television, Channel 22.
One last look there at the end of the half attempt by Donnell Beverly. As I said, no call, and wisely so by the officials.
All right, and we'll go to break right after this. It is 33-32 in favor of Leuzinger on Channel 22 Sports. Just before the start of the third quarter here at Leuzinger High School, the big crosstown rivalry game in the preseason. Early on, along with Rufus Washington, I'm Lou Stowers, and Tom Strick-Fadden is running a terrific crew here at Leuzinger High School, the best you'll see at any level. 33-32 is the score.
Great first half. We can only expect the same in the second half. They'll be inbounded from right in front of our broadcast position. They've got Westbrook set up the inbound, doing a little cleanup duty on the floor.
Okay, let's go over some scoring for Hawthorne. 8 points for Brandon Richardson. 11 points for Chanderick Tyson. 4 points for Casey Jones. 5 for Josh Jordan. 1 for Justin Martin, and 3 for Taylor Young for a total of 32. 5 points for Miles Allen of the Olympians, 5 for Donnell Beverly, 8 for Russell Westbrook, 2 for Demetrius Dyson, 6 for Christian Stribling, 1 for Ralph Horton, 5 for Duke Moore, for a total of 33 points. Just underway in the third quarter, and what's the strategy going to be in this second half, Rufus?
Same thing. It's going to be up and down and pressure defense.
Ball is out of bounds, and who do you think has the advantage here in the third quarter? It's pretty late right now. Everyone should be going home on a school night right about now.
Should be going home. As with most sports, Lou, the home team always, all other things being equal, has a slight advantage, but nobody told Chanderick Tyson that.
As he opens up the scoring and gives the Cougars the lead again at 33-34. That's 13 points for Tyson, as the ball is batted out of bounds, and it's going to be Hawthorne ball.
Although hard to see from that vantage point, looks like he may have called a foul on Donnell Beverly. Unofficially, that's what it appeared to be.
So that's the first team foul. Deshaun Freeman, I believe, got nailed. It says number 12 on the board. But if Beverly was the closest one there, that would be his second personal.
Well, I think you're right in terms of going to the board to look at it. I didn't utilize it because I can't see it as clearly.
Tough.
But
now another foul is on number 33. Let's check that. That would be 33, Gary Quarker. That's his second personal. Second team foul. Brandon Richardson with the one already makes the other one. So he has 10 points and a 36-33 lead for the Cougars to start off the second half. Bowling his way in is Deshaun Freeman and turns the ball over.
And the referee generously gives him a travel call on that instead of a charge, as he did lower the shoulder.
Shanderick Tyson with a 2-point shot had his toe on the line. That makes it 39-33. 15 for Tyson as the bucket is made by the Olympians on the other end. It's now 39-35. As the Olympians come up with the ball, but this ball is stolen by Casey Jones. Jones with the big bucket for a long two. 6 points for Casey. It's now 41-35, and the alley-oop try just goes astray. Deshaun Freeman way up in the air, and back comes Casey. Over to Richardson. Richardson goes baseline. Running jump, won't go down. And Olympians are all over Josh Jordan, and the foul is called.
Well, you asked, and I'm not sure if you can hear me, Lou.
I can hear you.
Seem to be having some difficulties here with sound in my headphones. But we talked about what it would be, and as we go to timeout, you've got an up and down type of game. It's going on another 30-second timeout call as the Cougars come out with the first run here in the third quarter. They were trailing by 1 at the half, 33-32, and they've outscored the Olympians now by a run of 8-2 to start third quarter action.
But, some terrific action by Hawthorne running the floor as the shot's not going down early on for the Olympians. As we are having a little bit of technical issue with Rufus Washington's headsets. It's coming in and out, and I believe if you jiggle either here or there, you may get your headphones back.
And I do have Santa, all I want for Christmas is a working headset. That's all I want.
Okay, we'll put that on the list. As Deshaun Freeman had his third personal called against him, third team foul. Ball will be out of bounds, a non-shooting foul. 6:07 left to go in the third quarter, Rufus.
Charles Davis and Sylvester Wilson are two officials earning their keep tonight.
As Josh Jordan inbounds it to Richardson, tried to give it back, but swatting it out of bounds is Kristen Stribling, having a fine game on defense, Rufus.
Stribling, again, playing very well. A couple of guys have stepped up in this contest. Now we have an off-the-ball foul being called against Brandon Richardson on the push-off as he looked to gain position on the floor to receive the entry pass.
First team foul, second personal on Richardson as Beverly gives the ball to Stribling. Stribling to Westbrook. Goes down the lane, up and under, and in. Westbrook with his first bucket of the half. Now has 10 and snaps the string, and now it's 40-37. And we have a Cougar on the floor.
That's Richardson getting up. He'll be okay. Just a little bit of contact on the play from Miles Allen. It sent him to the floor.
Alley-oop underneath to Tyson. Stolen away by Westbrook on a terrific play. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Hawthorne ball. But what a play by Westbrook to take the ball away from Shanderick Tyson.
Westbrook got away Brandon Richardson, who wears the opposite 4, got away with a push-off on that play.
Alley-oop coming up to Tyson, and it's knocked away by Stribling. Casey Jones saw Tyson laying in the weeds, but Stribling doing a good job again on defense, gets the turnover. Stribling looking for somebody to pass off to, sees Beverly from the free throw line, in and out. That was a heartbreaker. And Casey Jones dribbles it off his foot, and it'll be turned over to Leuzinger.
Good officiating there that time by Sylvester Wilson, watching the play all the way, saw it go off of Casey Jones' foot.
Donnell Beverly with the ball, 5:15 left in the third quarter. 40-37, Hawthorne with the lead. Beverly over to Allen.
Near turnover. He was actually throwing that pass to Stribling. Allen just happened to be in the right place.
Westbrook has it, almost traveled, ball's underneath, and his hook shot won't go down, and it's taken by Josh Jordan, and Casey Jones brings it across the line. Being double teamed, gets through, puts the ball up on a running jump shot, but a charge is called.
Clear control foul called against Casey Jones. Casey, one of my all-heart players, Lou, I got to tell you, he got thrown in the fire last year as a freshman, and what he was up against, a number of kids would have folded. The young man accepted the challenge, had a great freshman season. For a little guy, was right there, and you're going to see big things from this guy over the years to come, as evidenced by his play tonight.
Casey, 5'9" sophomore, and is a good one. He impressed me a lot last year in the limited time that I was working with you last year. Donnell Beverly is double teamed. Now the ball is skipped across to Westbrook, who traveled.
Again, Westbrook thought about it in his head before his feet caught up with him. By the time his feet caught up, it was too late.
4:33 left to go. Pass right over our heads. And Tyson's shot is too hard. Jordan with the rebound, puts it up, has it knocked away. Beverly comes up with it. Here come the Olympians, 3-on-3. Spinning in the lane, won't go down. Rebound is off to Josh Jordan, and he just roughs up everybody. And might have honked to Christian Stribling on the horn, is on his way down to the elbow.
Well, that's some of that Hawthorne size where you got 6'6" Josh Jordan along with 6'6" and Derek Tyson.
Tyson trying to dribble the ball like a point guard, finally gets it to the right guy, Richardson, and he buries the long shot. And I do believe it's a 2, it is. And that is 12 points for Brandon Richardson and a 42-37 lead for the Cougars.
I know we've got some folks here to watch Russell Westbrook as he scores the basket there, but they're getting an extra treat because they're getting to see Brandon Richardson as well.
Richardson gets his 12th point as Jordan comes down the lane, gets the pass, and he lays it in. Nice give and go from the left to the right side.
Quiet game so far for Josh Jordan. I tell you, Derek Tyson has picked up the load for the big man. You would have thought that Jordan would be carrying that responsibility. I can tell you, however, that Jordan does have a tweaked ankle from his illustrious but brief football career.
That's right. He gave it a good shot, too.
We cared him about it, but in all fairness, I got to tell you, I think that this is where Josh's future is. Excellent basketball player. I think he's got the potential to go a lot farther.
I'll tell you what, though, he throws a pretty ball.
That indeed he does. Can't take that away from him.
Speaking of ball, it's in the hands of the Cougars with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Cougars with a 5-point lead, 44-33, and Josh Jordan gets sacked on the play by Ralph Horton.
They give the foul to Jordan. Well, no, you're right. His opposite number, same thing. Sorry about that. He wears 23, and he was fouled by 23.
That's right. So Jordan now with the long pass. There was a nice skip pass across as well, as looked like Jordan was pushed out of the way by Horton, but instead it's a turnover by Hawthorne. Unofficially, third turnover in the third quarter, and 11 overall. 2:40 left to go in the third quarter. 44-39. And this game is slowed way down from when this game first started. Nice shot on the shot by Westbrook, and that gives him 14 points. And it's 44-41 Hawthorne. And the ball almost came into our laps here. And got to tell you, I saved Tom Strickfadden's old Sony there. You know, it runs out of quarters here about midway through the game. And then we got to kind of rev it and get it going again.
Indeed it does.
You got it. I still need a quarter here. We're running a little late. We do have one more quarter left. It's in the third. 2:18 left to go with a 3-point lead. And we have a whistle and a foul.
Well, you mentioned that the teams have slowed down a little bit, and actually what's happened is that they are going into more of a half-court game right now than what we were. They're running at every opportunity. Coach Rios takes a timeout. I think a pretty good one at the 2:14 mark here in the third as they lead by 3. It's been a good quarter for both teams, though. Leuzinger finding theirs, and boy, I tell you, whenever they're in trouble, they know where to go. They go directly to Russell Westbrook. Cougars, on the other hand, have gotten pretty decent scoring, but their big guy, Brandon Richardson, and their real big, Chanderick Tyson, have played well. And as well, we've seen Josh Jordan get going as well.
Sure is. He's having a terrific game, especially here in the second half. And it's good to see that this team does not depend on one person to make this machine go. Both of these teams have different people that they can go to make it run.
They have different people, and the nice thing about both programs is that they play a lot of guys. As you see with Leuzinger is gone, I think, through every guy that's in uniform tonight. You know, they've got 5 on the floor, and they've got a bench with 6. So that means they've got 11 guys. I'll guarantee you at least 9 of them have played some important minutes tonight. And every minute in a game like this becomes important.
I think I see 3 numbers I haven't called. Jonathan Vaughn, Kevin White, and DeAndre Morgan. I don't believe that I've called their names. But then I've been wrong before. So this long 3-point shot by Westbrook won't go down, but the rebound is taken by Jordan. And the foul underneath on Deshaun Freeman, who had the ball.
Looks like they're going to get Justin Martin with that foul. And it is Justin Martin they call with the push.
And that is Justin's second personal, 4th team foul. So the ball is out of bounds. Westbrook will inbound it. Lots of jostling going on, and a nice save outside by Freeman as Westbrook going against Williams. A pretty good matchup there, but Donnell Beverly has it now. And the mismatch with Tyson. Little runner along the baseline won't go down. Freeman had it. That won't go down as the ball is taken by Horton. He bulls his way up. It goes in. He'll go to the line for the old-fashioned 3 as the Olympians get a little closer.
Kept working at it, kept working at it, kept working at it. And that's what happens when you keep working. I got to tell you, in all fairness to Donnell, my man, I don't think I've seen a player have more shots go as deeply in the basket as Donnell does and come out. He's had at least 3 rimmers, we'd call them, back when I was a kid. Say it rimmed out, and that's what it did.
Certainly did, and now Horton ties the game up.
Horton solidifies his membership in the all-iron team.
Have to get out the soldering iron on that one.
I think he touched every side of the basket on that free throw.
Chanderick Tyson had his second personal foul call, but the ball is stolen away by the Olympians, and a nice play by Demetrius Deason, but a charge is called. And that even had some of the fans running out on the floor.
Brings the fan out the stand. That was fairly close. I don't know if we have an instant replay on that. It'd be interesting. Oh, sorry about that.
It was so fast.
It was turned.
See how fast Tom Strickfadden is? And he won't even show it again for you.
Donnell Beverly, boy, with a tweaked ankle, it looks like. Heads to the sideline. That's a big loss for the Cougars. Hopefully Donnell will be back in this contest.
1:35 left in the third. It's all tied at 44 as Richardson, number 4, makes it 46-44. 14 points for Brandon. And that snaps the Olympian run. Now we have something going on underneath as Westbrook and Justin Martin were shoving each other around underneath the basket. Did they get Martin on the foul?
I got to tell Martin, looks like it's going to be a 1-and-1. Still looking to see, boy, Donnell Martin over there on the sideline. You can see on the camera, fans, appears to be in a lot of pain. And now there's a 5-second count. And what you see is what it means. And I said Donnell Martin. I should have said Donnell Beverly. And there you see a good shot of him. Donnell is clearly injured at this point.
Tyson gets the no-look pass and can't get the shot to come in. And the Olympians have the ball. Goes off with the noggin of Westbrook. Stops, goes, baseline jumper, won't go down. Rebound, flying in is Freeman. He can't come up with it. Martin does. Stolen away by Horton. Over to Freeman. Lay it in. Ties up the game at 46. First bucket of the game for Deshaun Freeman.
Just a great ball game, fans. This is our first broadcast of the basketball season.
Ball is being jostled around. Horton trying to get it. And now Justin Martin's temper is getting the best of him as his elbows are starting to fly around all over the place here towards the end of the third quarter.
Wow.
As this arrow goes.
I think Horton, you got to see both of those, and that's one where Horton as well was getting just a little bit feisty also. The officials will work to get this one under control. You see, that's on the top. Don't see the end of it, but still a bit of overreaction on the part of Ralph Horton as well.
Possession arrow was wrong. It should have been pointing to the Cougars. It is. Now it needs to be switched back the other way as soon as the ball is inbounded. Brandon Richardson will inbound it as he's being watched by Duke Moore. And now we have some more discussion by Sylvester Williams and Charles Davis. 14 points for Richardson, 15 by Shanderick Tyson for the Cougars to lead the way, 14 by Russell Westbrook to lead the Olympians. It's all knotted up at 46. Tyson has it, swings the ball around to Richardson from the baseline, in and out, gets his own rebound, dumps it off to Martin. Martin brings it back out smartly, and now the ball is kicked out of bounds, and it should be Cougar ball.
Offensive rebound keeps the Cougar possession alive, gives them a new shot clock as well.
About 28 seconds left to go, so they have the ball for the remainder of the quarter if they want, but Richardson says no, and that's going to be a 4-shot foul, I do believe, Rufus. A 3-shot foul because, yeah, that's right, didn't make it.
Of course, anytime Richardson puts it up, as you see, hit on the play from three-point land, so he's going to shoot 3.
So the foul is on Duke Moore. That's his second personal. Richardson misses the first one. So that already paid off on the foul. There you see Brandon, a 6-foot junior.
And as I glance over at Donnell Beverly on the other side, Beverly still grimacing in pain, as you can see there. They're retaping the ankle, hoping that he can give it a go in the fourth period. Leuzinger is certainly going to need him without Donnell Beverly. They become a bit more predictable because in this young season, it is still Russell Westbrook's team, and anybody, and certainly the Hawthorne Cougars would know to center and focus on Westbrook.
So even though this is still early in the season, far away from regular season, you'd risk that injury even more?
Well, I don't think you do. You're going to get a foul. Well, we get.
Now we got something going on. Is it a loose ball foul?
Well, looks like that's the call that's going to be on Brandon Richardson. At least I think it was on Brandon. He's the one that went to approach the official about it, and the indication is that it is.
It should be his third personal, is there?
And that's what it is, his third, and that'll take him out for the balance of this quarter, I would think.
Russell Westbrook makes the first free throw. That's 15 points for Russell. His 3 out of 5 so far from the free throw line tonight.
Well, they leave Richardson on the floor and instead take out Derek Williams. You want to use Richardson for the last second shot. What you don't want to use him for is a foul at this point.
That's right. Trying to tie it up is Russell Westbrook, and does with his second free throw there. 16 points. That ties it up at 48. Richardson for a long three, won't go down. Tyson can't get the rebound, and we're all knotted up at 48, and you can't get any closer than this, as it was a 1-point halftime lead for Leuzinger, and now it's all knotted up, and that sets up a huge fourth quarter.
48 all. It's going to be an outstanding fourth quarter, as we can see again. In that quarter, both teams score generously. 16 points put up by the Cougars, 15 put up by the Olympians. And I just say what was a 1-point halftime lead is now knotted all up at 48 apiece. Sets up what will be a real track lead in the fourth quarter. Here's a key factor in the game. It's going to make all the difference for the Olympians, and that is if Donnell Beverly can come back. If Beverly can't come back, then it's anybody's guess as to who will step up, because someone will need to step up if the Olympians expect to win to help out Russell Westbrook. Otherwise, the Cougar defense will be real simple. You're going to double Westbrook, force the ball out of his hands, and let somebody else beat you. So one of the other guys, there are a couple of guys out there, Miles Allen, Demetrius Deason, Ralph Horton. One of those guys is going to have to step up and make a difference.
Now, Rufus, who is the better free throw team? I don't know if you know this early on, but you see both teams are now in the bonus. And you know what? It's a cliche, but games are won and lost at the line.
Well, I tell you what's going to happen. It's hard to say. If we look at the free throw shooting over this game, both teams have shot it fairly well. The ball's going to be in their best players' hands. And we've seen Richardson and Westbrook at the line, both who have a pretty good shooting percentage.
Well, glad you joined us on Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television, Channel 22 Sports. Our first basketball game of the season is a doozy, as Tyson with a long hook shot won't go down. Rebound. It can't be put in by Leverett, and the Olympians come up with it as they come back. The score is all tied at 48 all, as the big three misses, but the rebound is put up and in by Russell Westbrook.
Tyson trying to do a little too much on that play, Lou. Big guy running the floor with the ball. Should have waited for one of his handlers and given it off to them.
50-48, a pretty high-scoring game for a high school game, and Brandon Richardson shows why he's Mr. Everything for the Cougars.
Horton gave him the bump and then backed off when he thought the foul might be coming. You got to play until you hear the whistle. No foul came, but by then he had given up defensive position.
Turnover by the Olympians, as Westbrook just couldn't keep a handle on it, as it's all knotted up at 50. Right in front of us, Justin Martin will bring the ball in to Casey Jones. Casey, gotta love that. It's all knotted up at 50, and he's smiling, but not Reggie Morris. He's screaming out to his Olympians to get in their positions with 6:55 left to go in the ball game.
And it looks like we may be seeing Beverly back pretty soon. Boy, I tell you, he's looking, he's itching to go, Lou.
He's almost already off the bench, that's for sure. Westbrook stops, didn't pop, gets it underneath the Horton, puts it in. Nice pass and put in by the two Olympians.
Nice court vision by Westbrook. Went to the shot, saw he had an open man underneath, and gave it up.
Chanderick Tyson's three won't go down. And Westbrook brings it back for the Olympians with 6:20 left to go. 52-50 in favor of the Olympians. You can see the intensity on both of these teams' faces right now. They're not fooling around. Shot put up by Dyson. Deason won't go down. Rebound. No. Gotten again by Freeman. He puts it up and is hammered as he goes up. Give the foul to either Leverett or Josh Jordan as they give it to Tabrion Leverett.
And you're right, they could have given it to either one. I'll give you, well, there's a method to the madness when you've got two guys in the same area on a foul, that how an official decides who to give it to. But I'll keep that as a secret among the brotherhood.
Okay. A trade secret.
It's a trade, you're right. And it is indeed a trade secret. And fans, if you didn't know, if you hear me talking, in addition to broadcasting here at Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22, which I enjoy so very much, when you don't see me here, you can find me on the court doing just what these guys in the stripe do. I'm a zebra in my other life, Lou.
That's what keeps you in such great shape. First free throw was good, 3 points for Freeman. Second free throw is off the mark, but it's taken by Westbrook. 53-50, 6 minutes left to go in this ball game at Leuzinger High School. Our very first game of the season on Channel 22 Sports is Deshaun Freeman for three.
That's one of those type of shots you say, no, no, no. Oh, great shot.
56-50, and I believe that's the biggest lead that the Olympians have had in this ball game.
And Donnell Beverly back on the floor. Right now doesn't look like the ankle is giving him any problems, but we'll find out soon. He
won't tell you. He's got 5 minutes and 25 seconds, and then he can wince in pain.
Leuzinger now running their motion offense. What you're going to do is what you'll see is the ball being swung around the perimeter as we see it right now. It's gone all the way around the horn.
As Beverly has it, brings it out to Horton. Horton over to Beverly. Now Westbrook has it. Wanted to go one-on-one against Richardson, but he cut off the baseline. 5
on the shot clock.
Westbrook for three, in and out and in.
And now Westbrook is in.
No. How did he twist that? There was nobody around him.
I think he has a cramp. Looks like a cramp, Lou, rather than a twist. He's trying to run it off. And that's a good thing. That's exactly what it is.
They can see, let's see if we can see it on the replays. This goes in, out, and down. There's Mike Rios, the head coach of Hawthorne. And what's he talking to his coaches about right about now? As we see Brandon Westbrook trying to get that demon out of his calf muscle.
Yeah. All he needs is somebody stretching it, and actually ain't two people. Need another person actually rubbing it out, massaging it if they could. Right now they're trying to stretch it. Boy, for the Olympians, what a tough break. And here comes the second person. You know, maybe I should have went to med school.
You should have.
I'm doing this.
I think that one guy's a plumber.
Well, as long as his hands work and he knows how to squeeze a muscle, that's all we need.
That's right.
That's all he needs.
I think we need to get one of those trainers a belt. There's a stocking stuffer. Well, either that, like I said, maybe he could be one of the plumbers in the locker room as well.
You know, and what an odd set of circumstances for the Olympians. We got 4:54 left in the contest where Donnell Beverly goes out with a tweaked ankle, and no sooner than they get him back, they lose their other star, Russell Westbrook.
58-50. It was a 2-point shot by Westbrook. As the shot goes up and in, and the rebound goes in by Tyson. It was tipped in by Chanderek. 17 points for him. That snaps the 8-0 run by Leuzinger. It's now 58-52 as Allen has the ball on the right wing.
Cougars now in a man-to-man defense, pressuring the ball, and you're going to get a foul call on Ralph Horton.
And that was after the steal. It was more of a frustration foul, I think, on Ralph than anything.
And you can see that coming. You know, both of these coaches, two well-coached teams. They make a defensive adjustment, does Hawthorne, because they know that Russell Westbrook isn't in there, and they bring a little bit more pressure on the ball, force a turnover.
Richardson looking at the 2-1-2 zone of Leuzinger. Chanderek Tyson had the ball blocked by Horton. Rebound comes off to Allen.
And
Miles Allen.
Leuzinger not typically a zone team. Again, trying to buy just a little bit enough time to get Westbrook back in the game.
Looks like he's putting a little bit of weight back on the sidelines with the trainer as Donnell Beverly skipping around, looking like nothing's wrong with his ankle at all, with 3:40 left to go in the contest. Give it to Horton. And we have a block underneath, and looks like the player underneath got the worst of that, and that was little Casey Jones.
Well, little Casey got caught in no man's land, and certainly not little man's land, little man's doom under there, and he paid the price.
He sure did.
Got to send Casey the memo that area down there for the big guys.
He's got the Adidas footprint on his chest, I think, and look at that, he's still smiling as Ralph Horton goes to the line to shoot 2. Horton is 2 out of 3 from the line so far. Make that 2 out of 4. 58-52, Ralph Horton with 6 points. Leading scorer for everybody is Russell Westbrook with 20 points. Now on the sideline, actually comes back in and tests that cramped left calf on the ringed basketballs at center court here at Leuzinger. So Ralph Horton getting set for the next free throw. 6-point Leuzinger lead, as it's been a back and forth nail biter all game long.
And it's got to go right down to the wire. Lou, this will definitely be a last possession type of ball game. Now we need to look at both players. Westbrook still trying to stretch out that calf muscle.
Still having some problems with it. I wonder if that's going to be a distraction for Westbrook. Justin Martin with the ball, now gets it to Casey Jones. Casey gets it over to Richardson. Richardson going against Beverly, blows by him, but is cut off by Horton, throws it right to Allen.
Well, we're going to
over
find out right now.
Slam dunk!
Slam dunk!
60-52. The cramp is gone. Josh Jordan gives the ball up, and look who's down underneath there amongst all the trees. It's Casey Jones is going to get you, but the crowd is still on its feet on that nice slam dunk by Russell Westbrook.
Well, that answered the question emphatically, Lou, as to regard as we watch the replay here. Westbrook skying to throw down on that one, letting the crowd know that the calf is okay.
So Westbrook slapping the hand of his baby brother Ray, the star on the sophomore football team here at Leuzinger, as Casey Jones free throw goes off the mark, and it comes down to the Olympians as Donnell Beverly has the ball with 2:45 left to go in this ball game. 60-52, the Olympians with the lead.
Olympians with the lead and the ball. Hawthorne right now needing a big defensive stop, and they've got to score a couple of points. Still a lot of time, although they trail by 8 with 2.5 to go.
Russell Westbrook now from 3, won't go down. Rebound is off though. Taken by Miles Allen.
Offensive rebounds, that's the key. We talked about it a little bit earlier and what a difference it would make.
60-52, Hawthorne trails the Olympians as now Deshaun Freeman has the ball, has some trouble, and now a timeout called by Reggie Morris, and even with an 8-point lead, Reggie's not real happy.
Reggie wasn't happy for this reason. The ball ended up in one of his big man's hands, and that's not where, when you're trying to run your delay offense, that's not what you want. The only time you want the ball in your big man's hands if you're passing to him on the low post and he's getting ready to make a layup. This big man was out on the wing with the ball, and what he was saying to Miles Allen, his guard, is that, son, that's why you're out there as a guard, to have the ball in your hands.
So the timeout is taken as there's Mike Rios down 8 points in the fourth quarter. What are you telling your Cougars?
Well, I think at this point he's telling me as he looks, there are 13 seconds left on the shot clock here. First and foremost, you got to play the clock all the way out. You got to anticipate the loser is going to come out and attempt to run the 13 seconds out. But no matter what they do, and you almost got to go man-to-man, by the way, now. You cannot afford to go zone because all they'll do is pass it around the zone, and boom, just run the clock out on you. So you're going to stiffen up, you're going to try to force a turnover, you're going to try not to foul, not yet anyway, and get quick baskets going the other way. They need threes, quite frankly.
Reggie Morris shouting out instructions to his white-clad Olympians, Hawthorne in their road reds with the white numerals. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left. Ball is taken by Freeman, gets it to Beverly. He'll run the offense for the Olympians. 6 seconds left, 5. Beverly sees a lane, takes it, lays it in. Beautiful move by Beverly.
Hole opened up in the middle.
7 points for Beverly. That makes it 62-52. A long three by Casey Jones. Doesn't get anything except the hands of Russell Westbrook. And the Leuzinger faithful can feel this one going into the deposit slip and ready to go into the bank.
Well, it's certainly starting to look that way, Lou, with 1:32 left and the Olympians up by 10. And we see here Donnell Beverly as the floor, literally, they just parted like the Red Sea. And considering uniforms, that's what it was. It was a parting. I'm not sure why they opted to do that, considering Beverly had shown him that move earlier.
Brandon Richardson with the foul. I believe that's his 4th. Beverly hits the free throw. That's his 8th point. As he is perfect from the line, 2 out of 2.
And you wouldn't expect anything else, anything less, Lou, with the game on the line. That, again, the 2 bigs for the Olympians, Donnell Beverly, Russell Westbrook. Beverly, the junior, Westbrook, the senior. Beverly, the heir apparent to the leadership role on next year's team.
Beverly is perfect from the free throw line, 9 points. 64-52, 1:25 left to go in this one. And a very hard-fought battle by both of these teams. Josh Jordan goes baseline, can't go down as he gets the rebound, his own rebound, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Should be on Freeman.
I think that Josh is going to have to become, over the course of the season, a lot more assertive. The fortunes of the Cougars ride on his shoulders. We saw the sophomore Shanderick Tyson step up tonight and have a good game, but it's going to be up to Josh Jordan, Shanderick Tyson listed as a senior, I'm sorry. It's going to be important, though, for Josh Jordan, who's a real muscle guy, to make a difference for the Cougars.
The 4th quarter has belonged to Leuzinger, and that has been the difference in this one. It was 48 all coming into the 4th quarter, and 14 points scored by Leuzinger in this 4th quarter so far. Next free throw is
16, Lou. You got to go back. Your arithmetic, Lou, is getting.
I'm sorry.
I tell you.
Must be allergies.
48 and 16 is 64.
You're right.
8 plus 6 is 4. You write your 4, you carry your 1.
That's what I didn't do.
All right. But at any rate, you're right. They've outscored them 16-6. Therefore, the 10-point difference.
As we have another foul on the Cougars.
I got to tell you, I wish for the days when both of these teams were in the same league and they played twice a year rather than this one-time-a-year deal. It's almost unfair, I think, to both programs because it's one game you want one and done for the season.
Deshaun Freeman misses. And no bench clearing by any coach yet, even with 1:15 left and a 10-point Leuzinger lead. Guess they just want to get their starters as much time as possible as Freeman misses 2 in a row.
Well, that's because there's still plenty of time. You're only a couple threes away. They've got to get them quick, though.
Richardson throws up a prayer. It's not answered. Trying to get the foul. Rebound is to Freeman. Cherry picking is decent. Lays it up and blows it. Freeman's there for the putback, though, to save the day.
And that will essentially wrap up this one tonight, but it was indeed an entertaining ball game until the fourth period. Score the basket, will shoot one. Too little, too late, as there are 45.5 seconds left. Basket scored by Brandon Richardson. He's going to the line to shoot.
And Russell Westbrook still limping around. There's a nice play by Richardson, doing everything he can to keep his team back in this, get this Cougar team back in the ball game. Richardson with 20 points goes to the line for the and one. Is 6 out of 7 from the line.
I talked to Coach Morris early on. He did agree to talk with us after the game, time permitting. So we'll go to the truck to see if that's a possibility. Okay.
8 out of 10, check that, for Brandon Richardson from the line with 20 points, 22 points for Russell Westbrook. So a close ball game put on by the dueling number 4s. Make that 21.
Well, Brandon Richardson, I can tell you, is a legitimate player. He is as legitimate as Russell Westbrook, just a younger player, but he's got a bright future as well.
.3 seconds left to go. And going into the line is Donnell Beverly to shoot 2 on the bonus. Last foul on Hawthorne's Josh Jordan. That should be number 4. Beverly looking for 10 and gets 10 as he is perfect from the line. 4 out of 4 and a timeout on the floor called by Hawthorne.
Coach Rios coaching to the bitter end. Knows it's a 10-point game, 44 seconds left. Boy, you got to go real deep in your bag of tricks to pull this one out. But what he wants is guys, I can tell you as a coach, first of all, you want guys to stay sharp and focused because there's going to be a game where you're only down by 1. And you got to have the kind of focus that it takes to be able to pull out games like this. And again, as we've seen, anything can happen and does happen.
That's true. There's 44.3 seconds left to go. And you talk about support. Rufus, tonight I've seen a lot of the guys from the Olympian football team here, like Gioni Seeley and Mano Sakona, Mark Whitten, Mitchell here, all coming up and saying hi to us, and that's a lot of class by these kids, as sometimes high school kids just don't want anything to do with the upper generation, but they all came up and treated us like their best buddies, and we appreciate that.
Lo, do I have to tell you, do you know why they're talking to you?
Why?
They don't really like you. They just want to make sure you say something nice about them and get them on TV.
Oh, is that it?
That's what it is.
They just want the props?
No, they're great guys.
That's it. I'm not talking to them anymore.
And you know what, in all fairness and seriousness, though, and we talked about this before, they appreciate Channel 22 and what Channel 22 has done for many years in terms of, for the kids, it's just a thrill to see themselves on TV, and Channel 22 was in this business long before all these other Johnny-come-latelys, and the kids are showing their love and appreciation.
It is a whole lot of fun for us as Brandon Richardson launches an air ball, and I do believe the other coaches behind us let him know about it. 67-57, Leuzinger with the lead.
Well, they're reduced to trying for threes at this point, Lou. So, and now they're making a lot of fouls. I'm not sure that a fouling strategy is going to be productive at this point. Yes, it will stop the clock, but you're in a double bonus. And they got to hope that most free throws, that both free throws are missed.
Well, Donnell Beverly's not the guy who went up there. He's 4 out of 5 so far tonight. Make that 5 out of 6 with 11 points. That makes it 68-57. And Beverly's going to have one more free throw try. 34.5 seconds left. And it didn't look like Donnell was even going to come back in the ball game after he tweaked that ankle.
Came back fine, and that's what we're glad to see. We say it all the time, and we mean it every time we say it. Nothing is more important than the health of these young athletes.
As Josh Jordan puts it up and in, and a nice pass down low. 11 points for Josh to make it 69-59. And another foul, and the ball is going to come back to the free throw line for the Olympians with 23.7 seconds left to go. So the security right in front of us is very heavy.
Crowd starts to clear out as the final result no longer in question.
As going to the line, making the first free throw shot, is Russell Westbrook now with 23 points.
Right on his season average thus far.
That's right. That shot goes off the mark. With 20 seconds left to go in the ball game, Josh Jordan goes over and lays it in, and he has 13 points. 70-61. The ball is impounded. Donnell Beverly has it now to Deason over to Freeman to Westbrook, and he is going to go up for the slam dunk try, but good play by Josh Jordan.
Josh Jordan denies him that one last pleasure. Westbrook had dunked all over it on his mind, and Josh Jordan says, "Nah, guy, you're going to win the game, but I'm gonna keep you away from really showing off on us."
Reggie Morris getting congratulations from the DJ. And also congratulations from the staff, and now Hawthorne coming over to say congratulations. And both teams going up at center courts at the scorer's table to say, great game, fellas, and it certainly was. 70-61, the final score. Olympians over the Cougars, and what a way to kick off Channel 22 Sports basketball broadcasts.
We talked about it being a game of runs. The final run took place in the whole of the fourth quarter. There were small runs throughout the first three periods, back and forth, back and forth. The big run, fourth quarter, they entered the fourth quarter tied at 48. Leuzinger went on a 22-13 run. They win by 9. And quite frankly, the margin of 9 were concession baskets at the end by the Olympians. Cougars will leave a little disappointed, obviously, because this was a game that they truly thought was perhaps within their reach. They've taken a couple of losses against the Olympians over the last few years. Even I thought that they had a pretty good shot, and they played well. They played well, to take nothing away from them, but the Olympian effort was just a little bit better.
Certainly was a terrific ball game by both teams.
I'm going to work on him. How will we do this once we get him?
As we're just trying to figure out some things here, and you know what? Why don't we take a break?
All right.
As the final score 70-61, we'll come back with the final totals and our post-game show. And I want to thank you for watching us on Lawndale Hawthorne Community Television, Channel 22.
He's coming. All right. Hi, I'm Rufus Washington with Coach Reggie Morris of the Leuzinger Olympians. First of all, congratulations on a good win at home tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good.
Whenever these two teams get together, it's always going to be a real hard-fought game. You know, they come out and they play really hard, and then we come out. It's a lot of emotion. It's almost like a playoff game out here. So, you know, for us to be able to sustain their energy, I'm real proud of my kid.
I tell you, it was a game of runs early on. The half ended 33-32. You guys had a 1-point lead. The third quarter ended tied. Mm-hmm. The difference was in the fourth quarter. What did you do differently in the fourth quarter that allowed you to go on a 22-point run?
Well, we've played 3 games so far, And in the first the first game we were down 8 going into the fourth quarter, and last night when we played we were down going into the fourth quarter. So this team, even though they're young and inexperienced, has shown that they have the willingness and the staying power to go ahead and do what they need to do and just pull games out. I don't know where they're getting it from. I think our conditioning program may be coming into effect. We may be wearing other teams down, but, I'm really proud of the way the kids have come out this season and started off real positively.
Well, we know that Donnell and Russell did what's expected of them. I mean, first of all, they're your two big guns. They performed in that way. Talk about some of the other guys who are just moving into this type of intensity and how they performed tonight.
I'm real proud of the guys that have played substantial roles. Donnell and Russell, we're going to roll with them all year long. I'm real happy that Deshaun has come on as a 10th grader. He always seems to find the ball when we need it. He goes after it on the glass. I'm real proud of Demetrius Deason. When we put him on the floor, he may not start, but he seems to finish all the games that we played. Miles Allen comes out and he gives his all. He gives us another scoring option. And Christian Stribling and Ralph Horton really helped out on the boards this evening. So the young kids are coming through. I don't think they like to lose very much because they come through when it comes down with the game on the line.
Great. Got to ask you about the two guys who went out with the injuries, Russell and Donnell. Donnell with what appeared to be a tweaked ankle. He came back, though. How's he? And Russell with what looked to be a what am I trying to say here? Not
cramp. He had a cramp. Okay.
Right. Just like I had just now. So if I had a brain cramp, mine's a little more embarrassing than what his was.
Well, basically, they're tough kids. They fight through every day. We try to make practice really, really hard so that we practice 2.5, 3, maybe 3.5 hours a day so that when we get to the games, we really do, the games are lightweight for the kids. So, they've seen cramps in practice. They've gotten hurt. We encourage them to be tough and to be mentally tough. And I think we have mentally tough kids. For them to be such a young group, I don't know what more to say. I don't want to just rest and say, well, we're good, because we still have a ton of work to do. And we still have a lot of mental breakdowns, and we make the game a lot harder than it needs to be. But I think they do have one thing, and that's heart.
That's great. Well, they certainly gave the home fans an early peek at what this season is going to be like. I know that you guys are in tournament play. You're now undefeated on the young season. What's next for you?
Tomorrow we get the number 18 team in the country get Centennial over at Westchester High School. Hopefully we can hold our own against them and compete and go out and show them what Leuzinger is all about. And we're just going to do the best that we can and try to present ourselves as one of the upcoming programs in the South Bay.
I'm sure you will, Coach. And as always, thanks for sharing some time with us on Channel 22. And good luck to the Olympians the rest of the way. We know we'll be seeing you a lot more during the course of the season.
We're glad for you coming out. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Have
it.
a good one.
You too.
Congratulations. Once again, fans, that was Reggie Morris, head coach of the Leuzinger Olympians. As always, he and both Coach Mike Rios always being real cooperative with us. Lou, come on back in here as we wrap this thing up and you send us on home a lot later than we normally would be. You've got to give me a good excuse to give the wife because she knows I should have been home over an hour ago.
Well, you know that you better not let me do the talking, or else we're both in trouble, that's for sure. But it was a fun night of basketball, a terrific way to start off our Channel 22 Sports coverage of basketball. And see, I'm running out of words and running out of voice right now, real time. It is 40 minutes after 10 o'clock here. And speaking of the grandpa, it's past his bedtime.
Got that right.
We got 3 out of 4 wins tonight for Leuzinger. The freshman game was taken by Leuzinger, 45-26. But the head coach of the freshman team for Hawthorne said 3 of his stars were out. The sophomore game was taken by Leuzinger, 51-45. Then the JVs struck back 65-49 for Hawthorne. And then this one here, the Olympians take this game 70-61. And the leading scorer was Russell Westbrook with 23 points. Donnell Beverly helped down the stretch with 12 points. Leading scorer for the Cougars with 21 points was Brandon Richardson, and Richardson was helped out with 17 points by Shanderick Tyson, who played a good game, and Josh Jordan as well. So the big guys up front did well for the Cougars in support of Brandon Richardson for the Cougars.
Tyson certainly had a coming out party of his own tonight as we try to sort out who the player of the game is. Seems to me it has to go to somebody on the winning team, especially in a contest like this. Although, I got to say, if we were looking the other way, Shanderick Tyson would ordinarily be a very good choice for a young player that did it. but I think the player of the game probably is on that Leuzinger Olympian team.
That's right. Russell Westbrook with the 23 points, most of them in the second half, had 8 points in the first half, all the rest coming in the second half. So Russell Westbrook is our 1A player of the game. Our 1B player of the game is number 21, Chanderick Tyson of the Cougars. You got to give them both because, you know, both of these are our guys, you know,
They're
the
both
Cougars
our
and the
guys,
Olympians.
as well as our other guys with the Lawndale Cougars. And so the
Or
fans should
the
know
Lawndale Cardinals.
You're exactly right, red and red.
That's right.
But the fans should know it, and they'll be seeing all of them. I can tell you, they're all three very good teams. We were lucky enough to be able to see 2 of them in action here tonight. This, of course, being December, the teams will go back to tournament play, and they're playing tournaments everywhere. Even Hawthorne's going over to Reno to play in a tournament in a couple of weeks. So December will probably go back quiet for a while, but fans, January, when we get back in the league play, we'll be back here bringing you more of it. And you just got a dose of what it's going to be like, and it's going to be rock'em sock'em.
That's right. Now, I heard this from, speaking of birds, I'm going to tell you that a big bird told me that we may even get some girls' games, high school games in here as well.
And that will be fun. We've started talking with the girls' coaches, talked with Coach Greg Matthews over at Lawndale just last night about his program. He's got a great young program there. And, of course, the Olympians and the Cougars both have very good girls' programs. So we should expect to see some of that as well.
So the Olympians tomorrow from this game play Compton Dominguez in the Westchester Tip-Off Classic.
The number 18 ranked team in the country.
That's right. It's going to be a short night. Can't get a lot of time for celebration in this game. And then Hawthorne goes to play the North Orange County Tournament, which that's going to be an entirely different style of basketball where they run more of a slow down 4 corners type of deal down behind the orange curtain.
Mater Dei is in that tournament. They're expecting to play Mater Dei among others. When I was talking to Coach Rios, that means they'll get a chance to see young Mr. Taylor King up close, one of the more celebrated high school players here in the Southland.
Well, Rufus, want to thank you very much again for joining us as always and paving the way for me to making me sound good all through the football season and now starting off this basketball season.
Well, we're just getting started, but what a great way to get it started with a Leuzinger win. And, of course, I'm sure Lawndale will show, Lawndale as well as Hawthorne will show what they're made of over the next couple of weeks.
And we're going to find out. But until then, this is Rufus Washington. I'm Lou Stowers. In the truck for the production crew is Tom Strickfaden, saying once again from Leuzinger High School, the Leuzinger Olympians over the Hawthorne Cougars 70-61. Until opening night, so long. The preceding presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week was brought to you in part by a generous donation from the Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites, South Bay. The Holiday Inn Express is partnering with Channel 22 Sports to help promote our young people in sports competition and academics so that everyone in our community wins. The Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites. Stay smart. The preceding presentation of this Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week was brought to you in part by a generous donation from the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board is working together with Channel 22 Sports to promote an environment where everyone can maximize their career potential and so that all employers have the human resources they need to grow and prosper. The South Bay Workforce Investment Board. When you need us, we are there for you.
The preceding presentation of the Channel 22 Sports Game of the Week was brought to you in part by a generous donation from Ralph's Food for Less, the nation's premier price impact supermarket chain. Food for Less is proud to be working with the community to enhance the lives of everyone by providing a diverse selection of products and customer service, and by reaching out to support the communities in which we do business.